sir.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Let me say first off, this video is the arrest that CHILLE will be appearing on May the 1st, a month from tomorrow. Basically the same charges he was convicted on 2 weeks ago. But I want to say this on his approach in this video. Plain and simple. The officers kindly addressed him, and of course he doesn't say a word, and he waits until they approach, and then he starts with his insults. You know, all this goes completely different, entirely different. If he goes, well, good afternoon, gentlemen, you know, introduce himself, my name's Jose De Castro, and I have a YouTube channel, and, you know, I film cops. Don't particularly care for cops that much, but no, he has to go about it in a derogatory, in-your-face fashion, and that's what starts all the trouble. You know, it's interesting. I look at an auditor like Ironton, Auditor Terry, you know, and the way he conducts himself when he films police and watches over traffic stuff. He never makes it about him. He doesn't interfere. He has a good relationship with the cops. It seems as though they interact, and there's a certain amount of respect on both sides, and that's the way it should be. But we all know that CHILLE has this psychosis about him that just, there's just so much hate. I don't know if it comes from being rejected as a Power Ranger when he was a young man, or, you know, family rejecting him as time's gone on, whatever it be. There's so much hate boiled up in this person, and these interactions would be entirely different if he didn't spew all that disdain and hatred that he does. All right, so let's get on and watch this, and we'll get back. I just wanted to set it up for you.
Can we help you?
You could just do your job, mind your own business. That's what you could do.
Excuse me?
I told you, I'd say it again, you could mind your own business. I'm doing my job. I appreciate your time. But just, if I was you, I'd just shut your mouth and I'll put you in your place. That's what I'd do if I was you. I'd shut up. If I was you. Unless you want to look like an idiot on YouTube.
We're still pretty close to the road, so let's push this out a little bit further.
If you just keep going that way for me, I'm okay if you videoing, but video over there for me,
Don't tell me where to stand. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm suing you guys for $5 million. I'll sue you for $5 million more. You don't have a right to tell me what to do.
I'm just asking you to stand over there. We're still doing it.
Don't approach me. Shut your mouth.
Sir, do you see the crime
Shut
scene
your
tape
mouth
over there?
and shut your mouth.
I'm
your boss.
Do you see the tape
You
over there?
understand that?
Let's
Shut
go
your
back
mouth.
over
I'm
there.
walking down the street. Mind your own business.
During these phone calls, here's the deal. Brian cuts in frequently and asks the trolls that are in the chat questions concerning comments and situations of the case and so on and so forth. So I want to do the same. I want to present to any of the trolls that see this once it's completed or whatever, or they watch. We're going to cover this in live stream. Where did CHILLE receive accreditation that he's a constitutional law scholar? Outside of he proclaims it. Where did it come from? I mean, did he take a course? Did he graduate some class or studies? Took a quiz out of a Cracker Jack box? I mean, where does this come from? This accreditation that he's a constitutional law scholar? Nowhere. It's self-proclaimed. There's no doubt in my mind it's self-proclaimed. Somebody probably said it to him sarcastically one day, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I am." You know. So I ask, you know, we're going to be asked to prove some things. I ask a little bit later here in the video. I ask for them to prove that.
No,
I'm just standing here.
this is-
If you hadn't
I'm
approached
the
me,
sergeant.
don't come behind me, piggy. Okay. If you hadn't approached me, I wouldn't. I don't give a damn what you are. You're not a sergeant. Shut your mouth. I'm here doing my job. I'm a member of the press. I invoke my First Amendment right.
Okay.
Now I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. So don't ask me another question. Take 3 steps back, gentlemen. I'm not your suspect. Take 3 steps back from me.
So there's a crime scene.
Take
tape over
3
there,
steps
and
back
You're
from
standing
me.
in a crime scene now.
I'm
so you
walking
need to
down the
leave.
street. I can walk
Okay.
anywhere I want. There's not crime
this is
scene
a
right
crime
here.
scene.
The crime tape would be over here then, wouldn't it, dunce cap? I
Sir,
get you didn't graduate from high
There's
school,
crime
did you?
scene tape right there. Okay.
Once again, insults. Graduate from high school, calling them a dunce camp. Yeah, insults. This is what Chile DeCastro, this is where he excels, spewing insults.
We're just asking you to
I don't
step
give a
over
rat's
there.
ass what you say. Do you understand that?
Sir,
I don't
you
care
don't have
what
to
you
make
say.
this
I'm not
difficult,
breaking
sir.
any laws. Make it difficult. If you'd
We're-
mind your own damn business, we wouldn't be talking right now. If you hadn't opened your mouth, I wouldn't be talking to you.
I'm asking
just
what you're
filming
doing,
this.
and, you're okay to film.
I'm a member of
I'm
the
just
press.
asking
I
to
told
film
you I
over
invoke
there.
my Fifth Amendment right. You
have
have a
your-
right
do
to
you
ask me
have-
questions.
You have your.
I got the
do you have
First
your
Amendment.
press
What are the
documents?
first 5 big freedoms of the First
your press
Amendment?
documents?
You have your press
I'm a
documents, sir.
constitutional law scholar, you dunce cap. What is it like to
Sir,
be so stupid?
there's
I wonder
crime
what that's
scene
like.
tape right there,
What's
and
it
that's
like
where
to
you
be a
need to go.
moron?
You walk
What's it like to
underneath-
not know our
Sir,
rights?
you walk underneath
Correct
the crime
him.
scene tape already, sir.
Hey, correct him, sir. Correct this man. Explain to him that he doesn't have a
this is
right.
your
Don't
word.
put your hands on me.
You've already
is
walked
your
across
Are you
the
gonna
crime
run over
scene
and grab
tape.
me? Are you gonna run over and grab me?
Sir, you've already.
Are you gonna run over?
Sir,
I don't. I'm walking down the street,
Keep
gentlemen.
walking,
I have a
then.
right to film this.
Keep
You
walking.
understand that?
I understand.
I have
I'm
a right to
I'm
film
asking
this.
you to
If you
film
touch
over
me,
there.
I will sue you. I
You're
sue
more than
insults
welcome to.
every
Tape
time.
already, sir.
I was walking down the street. I have a right to do so.
Okay, but we
There's
are
crime
telling
scene
you
tape.
that you need to
Your cop
continue
told me to walk
walking.
over here. I have it on video.
Okay, and I understand that.
You're confronting me when you should be working on your
If you-
job.
if you
Why don't you
stop- let me-
shut your mouth and
let
step
me
away
talk
from
to
me?
you.
I'm just filming.
Let me talk to you, all right?
Who's the
Let me-
commanding officer?
I am.
Okay, then step back from me and leave me alone. I'll stop
No.
talking to you and I'll keep walking that
Then
way.
keep walking.
Then go that way. Get out of my face.
No, I will stand right here. You can keep walking.
You're not my boss, bro. I'm yours.
So there you have it, the constitutional law scholar, you know, the man that claims he wants transparency, you know. This is not how you do it. This is all confrontation to keep his YouTube channel going strong. And he admits it in some of these jail calls that I'm going to do on this video. It's kind of a 2-part video. I just wanted to go ahead and get this out there because everybody's asking about it. And it's not a long enough video to make a whole video out of it. So anyway, there you have it, Chile. His hatred, his disdain, his approach, the fact that he just never shuts up, the self-proclaimed constitutional law scholar, the $5 million lawsuit. I've looked. Maybe I'm missing something, but I can't find a lawsuit filed. Chile DeCastro versus City of Las Vegas. So, you know, we hear that all the time, though, that he's suing everybody. And how many times have we actually seen a case come forward? So, it's just, that's Chile. All right. We'll get back, finish this up. Not a whole lot to go. Once again, wanted to point out what the court hearing on May the 1st is about, and this is the arrest of that hearing. Okay, let's go.
Do you understand that? I make the rules.
I gave you a lawful
I'm
order.
your
You need
boss.
to keep walking.
I
If
am
you
walking.
do not, then you will
I'm
be
getting-
arrested
what's
for
your name-
obstruction.
what's your name and badge
I'm
number?
Sergeant Hutchinson.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
Bruin 17149.
What's your name and badge number?
Frumpkin 18038.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
Spadilla
All right.
158.
If you would just do
recording
your
as
job,
well.
if you would just do your, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I have it on video.
I'm asking you
It's
to continue walking.
it's recorded.
Sir,
It's recorded.
there.
I'm not going that way. I'm going
You
that
can't.
way.
You can't. That's the thing.
What is the crime scene about?
This is a fatal car accident.
Okay, so am I in any way near the fatal car accident?
You are-
or
you
are
are
you just
on the
being a
wrong side.
dominating
No.
pig to me?
Please
There's
just
no
keep
reason.
walking.
There's no reason to
I have
try
not
to
been
detain me
disrespectful
or
to
arrest
you at
me.
all.
I've done nothing wrong.
I haven't been
I'm not.
disrespectful
There's
to
no
you at all.
victim. There's no crime here. You're just being a dominating pig. Leave me alone.
I have not been
All I'm
disrespectful.
doing
I've
is
given you
filming.
a lawful
All I
order
was
to keep
doing is
walking
filming the
that way.
bikes, man. That's all I was
And all
doing.
I asked you was what you were doing.
And it's none of your business. Do your job. You don't have to answer to you. You're not my daddy. No, I have the officer over there on video told me to walk this way. Go ahead and arrest me and find out how quick I sue your ass.
Sir.
Ask and you shall receive. You are inside a crime scene investigation, regardless of whether that cop told you to cut through, and I believe he didn't know that you were going to go up through there. I'd have to go back and look at it again. But regardless, you're on a crime scene. You're inside the tape. They have every right in the world to ask you what you're doing. It is a lawful request. And they're giving you lawful orders to move on. But this is exactly what Chile wanted. This is what he lives for. He lives for this confrontation. And, you know, cops are going to pick up on the fact that the lawsuit's just a threat. I've heard him say, I've got 3 pending lawsuits. Then I go over to Pacer and look, I don't find a one. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. I'll look in the applicable county court system to see if I can see some type of a suit, and find nothing. But I tell you what I can find on Chile, and I have found on Chile, and that's his criminal record, which goes way, way back. California, Nevada, we know he has warrants in Ohio. You know, yeah, well, that's for another video.
Just do it.
Okay.
Okay, I have to walk the other way, so I'm going to be walking over here.
Go to the crime scene tape, sir.
Don't tell me what to do.
Please go that way.
Don't tell me what to do.
Then let's just
You're
start
not my
walking.
boss.
I'm giving you a lawful order. Let's start walking now. Let's go. We're going this way.
Are you going to put your hands on me now? Leave me the fuck
Let's go.
alone.
Listen, sir, we're
This way.
Well, don't touch me, dude.
I'm just
standing
escorting
here.
you to where you need to go.
Are you guys going to surround me? Leave me alone.
I'm escorting you to where
There's
you
no
need
reason to
go.
do this. I'm not trying to fight anybody.
I'm not
There's no
saying you're trying
victim
to
here.
fight.
There's no crime. You're just trying to dominate another
Let's
person.
go to
Just
the crime
leave
scene
me
tape, sir.
alone. Okay, I can leave, but you don't have to walk
Okay,
up on
then
me.
let's go. You
sir.
haven't
So
left
what's
yet.
the emergency? Is there an
Because
emergency?
Somebody's
We are trying
dead,
to-
sir. Is that enough emergency
Well,
for
where
you?
are they at?
Let's go.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Are they right here?
Let's go, sir.
Am I
Let's
causing
go to
any
the business,
problems
sir.
here?
Let's go.
The only thing you're
Come
doing
on.
is losing
Let's go,
your
sir.
cool, acting like an
Sir,
idiot.
the crime scene tape is
You're
right here.
acting like
Let's
a
go.
dunce cap.
Let's go, sir.
You're on
The crime
camera
scene tape
acting
is right
like a
here, sir. Let's
moron,
go.
bro.
Come on, sir.
No, look at this. I got 1, 2,
No, we're
3, 4
escorting
cops.
you to make
For
sure
what?
you
What
leave
good's
the
it doing?
area.
What good's it doing?
Just go on
You
the
don't
other side
need to
of the
escort me.
crosswalk.
Go back to where you're
Because you
going.
haven't left
I'm
yet.
walking. I'm walking right now.
Then let's
Oh,
go.
now you're threatening me with violence. Now this guy's threatening me with
Let's go.
violence.
Come on, let's
Let's
walk.
go, sir.
Now they're pushing me. Look at their hands all over me.
Let's
Look
go,
at
sir.
that. Look at that.
You're right.
All,
We're escorting you,
Don't
sir.
fucking touch me, boys.
Let's go.
Don't.
Go.
What are you?
So, probably the best way to sum that up is play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That was Schrodinger Cat's mantra. He used that all the time. And so true. And we've seen Chile over the years. YouTube, I never did TikTok or any of that. I know that he got booted off of there because of his racist slurs and stuff. But on YouTube, I've been watching him right around 3 years. And you see his approach has become more and more aggressive. And just this total disdain and hatred for anybody law enforcement, and and he spews so many inaccuracies, and that's what most of this video is going to be, is just pointing out that he just lies. He doesn't tell things to his viewers the way they actually happen, and unless they go watch this stuff, they of course, a lot of them watch it blind anyway. They've got blinders on. They don't want to believe that he's full of crud. And but the rest of this video is going to be pointing that out. Just wanted to go ahead and set it up with this because this is his next court hearing. A lot of people have been asking about it. May the 1st, he'll be facing these arrest charges here. Okay, so what we're going to do with this section of the video is just disprove some of the things that he says. You know, he uses words to fit the narrative at the time. He contradicts himself all the time. We know that. Those of us that have watched for a while, it's not new news. But his followers, they don't pay any attention to that. They just, whatever it is he spews at the time, it makes sense, and that's pretty much what they see. Now, Brian, and here's the deal, challenges the trolls. He said, you trolls out there, if you can disprove, you know, any of this, or you can prove any of the other things, you know, you do that. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. So, all right, that's what this is all about. There's going to be a lot of cut-ins here, but working my tail off to dig up the information, and so I'm going to lay it out here as best I can. All right, buckle up. Here we go.
I need Mr. Castro to empty all of his pockets.
What's that?
Empty
Yeah, empty
your
your
pockets
pockets and give up your phones to the judge.
Okay.
I have to give you my phones?
Yeah,
My phones have to be completely off?
yeah. I don't really want to be part of your YouTube channel. So
You already are.
great,
You already are.
awesome.
I'm not gonna get into this guy though. I'll get into someone else. I'm not touching
No,
myself.
no, they're gonna go to my marshal.
He's a pig.
Excuse me?
I said he's a pig.
Okay. So I'm not gonna permit you to speak to anybody in my courtroom in that manner. And if you don't want to apologize, I'm gonna hold you in contempt.
I apologize to the court, Your Honor.
No, you can apologize to, they've done nothing to you.
Actually, Your Honor, when you were here, you came over and gave me a directive for no reason and started telling me what to do.
Okay,
I
well,
have all the respect in the world for the court. I follow the rule of law all the time. I
no,
correct
it
the
is,
rule of
it is their job to maintain the safety and security of the courtroom.
law. I agree with you, Your Honor.
So,
Yeah, I was hoping for a contempt charge. The live stream the week prior to this case, I think it was Dickbag Patrol presented the question, do you think that CHILLE be found guilty or innocent or what? And I made the comment, I don't think he'll make it through the trial without a contempt charge. So I was kind of rooting for that. So, you know, because I really honestly believe that. I've watched enough of his nonsense, you know, in the Josh Abrams and Kate Peter trial in Boston. I mean, he came so close. I almost believe if he wouldn't have been on Zoom, it may have happened there. But yeah, I mean, that's as close as you can get. And she warns him that she could charge him with contempt. And so I was kind of thinking that might happen for the sake of my premonition. I was hoping so, but you know what a horse's a, right? I mean, just totally uncalled for. And look at that poor prosecutor. She's almost, when he walked over there, she kind of, you could see her shoulders kind of go. She kind of, you know, cringed away from him. He's lucky that he approached the prosecutor's table like that without. I mean, we've seen crazies tackle judges from a defendant's table. Just saw it a month ago. So yeah, you don't just get up and hightail your way over toward the prosecutor's table. I'm sure she was fearful there for just, you know, a moment. Okay, now let's address the his selling of legal documents. So you've made it this far. We may as well have some Class A entertainment. So without further ado, we're going to present to you how CHILLE earns a living selling legal documents on his channel.
So if you know anything about Chili DeCastro, you know about his trifold. He shoves it in your face pretty much every video. It was inevitable that I was going to have to tear this indestructible beast apart. Oh, that's right, someone already did that. Chili, just so you know, advertising something as indestructible when it is not is false advertising. So right off the bat, we're dealing with fraud, which is reportable to the FTC, just so you know. But let's move past that for now and focus on the content. Chili just posted an A to Z rundown of the old trifold on his channel. So let's take a look at it.
Go to my website, DeleteLawz.com, and get a trifold. Laminate a copy of your driver's license front and back, your insurance and registration card, put it on a laminated slip, and it goes inside your trifold above your visor. Use the touchdown position. Hand goes on the seat over here as you film. This hand goes up, grabs the trifold, your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Everything that you do with the cop, you show the camera first.
Yeah, this reminds me of the conversation you had with a barber a few months back.
So now, but if you're getting pulled over, what's the first thing you should do as you're getting pulled over? The very first thing you should do then?
Well, you pull over first.
No, first thing you do is you get your phone.
Okay, start recording.
You get your phone and you start recording.
But see, you won't get them shot like that.
But you're not going to get shot if on the way to being pulled over.
Right. You look like you're reaching for something.
No, I don't care. I don't care. You put your hands up and you
Right.
put your hands up and you hold the phone.
Why do you have to have it in your hand, where it could be mistaken for a weapon? Just put your phone on the passenger seat, hit record, put your hands on the steering wheel like a normal person, or just get a reversible dash cam, genius.
Cop pulls you over, license, registration. I'm already like this. I'm already filming the copper. So what's the first thing you do when you see a copper? You start recording, and your hands, look at my hands. I put my elbow right on that knob. You see that?
Nah, too easy.
And now I got my phone, and I'm recording inward. Right here, I'm recording myself. And then, of course, when the camera shoots across my face and goes out the window, it's hitting the copper. You always want that camera on yourself, so if anything happens to you, we can see you get hit. We want to make sure that you're in the camera. So you film like this. You hold your hands up in the touchdown position.
What's this touchdown position shit?
Then when copper pulls you over, reach up, grab your trifold, your laminated driver's license, proof of registration, insurance. Right there, cop says, hey, can I get your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance? You pull it down and you hand it to him. There it is. Now he has my license, registration, proof of insurance. He says, hey, where are you going? Perfect. Now you grab your trifold out the top. You point at the trifold where it says, I plead the Fifth Amendment. You show it to the cop and you say, I plead the Fifth Amendment, officer.
And why do I need the trifold for that? I have a mouth. He presumably has ears.
Where you heading? Officer, I just showed you on the trifold. I plead the Fifth. Please don't ask me any more questions. If I violated a code, then give me a ticket. I want to leave. Thank you for your time. You know how fast you were going? Officer, you're now harassing me. I've invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I showed it to the camera. This footage is going to go to the judge when I sue you.
Ah, well, there it is. Threatening lawsuits to intimidate people. I can speak to that one.
As soon as I hand him this, where are you coming from? Where are you going? What are you doing? Who'd you date when you were in 11th grade? Eat my shorts, copper.
So this is supposed to be a guide on how to use the trifold, right? Are we supposed to say that? Eat my shorts, copper? Yep, well, you're the legal expert.
Stop harassing me. I've already invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I have a right to counsel if you're going to question me. You don't see my lawyer here with me, do you? So get the flock out of here. Go have a ham sandwich. Go beat your wife. Go beat your 8-year-old kid. Get the flock away from my car.
Again, help me out here. Am I supposed to say those exact things to the cop? The ham sandwich and the beating your wife and kid thing? I'm having a hard time following this. I will say that's quite an assumption. Every cop that pulls you over is a wife-beating, child-abusing maniac who loves ham sandwiches. Call me crazy, but I'm kind of inclined to disagree with that one.
You're on camera. Everything's gonna be on camera. Can you step out of the car? Sure, I'll step out of the car. Cop says, can I search your car? Sure, you can search my car. Go ahead. He starts to search it. I revoke consent. It's on my trifold, United States versus Williams. I revoke consent. There's not enough drug dogs to get there in time, or they violate Rodriguez versus United States 2015. You use that trifold like it's a piano that you're playing.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's all bullshit. Some kind of gotcha thing Chili thinks he can pull off. I'd be willing to bet that's wrong. I mean, I did look over these cases, Williams and Rodriguez, but neither one of them seems to help Chili. I'm no lawyer, but it seems to me granting and then revoking consent to a search raises a few questions in a cop's mind. Could that be considered probable cause? If a guy didn't know any better, it kinda sounds like Chili's advising people how to carry weapons and drugs in their car and avoid getting searched. I wonder how mad a person who tries this and has it backfire on them would be at Chili. Pretty fucking mad is my guess.
It'll keep you safe from the piggies. You gotta get used to this. You gotta get used to mincing the words you use properly because they're trying to mince words with you to arrest you, steal your car, kidnap you, and put you in a frickin' dungeon. I wish that wasn't true. I wish this wasn't my business. I really wish that I had no trifold business.
Way too easy.
Where I didn't sell a trifold to make a living because so many people didn't have to worry about their rights being violated. But that's not the case. That's not the case. If you answer one question, where are you going? I'm going to my mom's house. Where are you coming from? You writing a book? You want to be my boyfriend? What are you talking about? Why are you asking me all these questions? We're not dating, bro. I'm straight. Sorry, homie. Don't ask me where I'm going. It says on the trifold, I do not agree to answer any questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I'm coming from. Use your trifold. Use it.
Yeah, or your mouth.
I sell it for $9. You can download it, then you have a copy. You can give it to all your friends. Or if you don't have $9, I'll give it to you for free. I'll give it to you for free. There's my grifting ways.
Just because you give away some copies of it doesn't erase the fact that you are selling a fraudulent product. It would be like if I printed up and sold a Heimlich pamphlet that instructed you to kick the choking person in the groin. If I gave some of them away, it wouldn't make me any less of a dick.
I give away the product I sell for free. I'm a real grifter.
Every time he laughs, I think of Fight Club, when Brad Pitt tells Ed Norton that he has a sick desperation to his laugh.
Get my trifold, get it in your car. If you don't have one, I'll give you one for free if you can't afford $9. If you no problem. If you can afford the $30 one, get it. Put it in your car. It's badass. Keep it. Use your damn trifold. By the way, when you get the $30 indestructible one, I send it. I give you a nice thick, it's actually a broccoli wad. You know the broccoli wad rubber band's a nice thick black rubber band.
Careful, Chili, that's a registered trademark. Don't want the Shark Tank guys coming after you. Hey, why don't you pitch them your trifold? Maybe you can resurrect the jock sock.
Let me break it down for like the basic person who just, isn't a big thinker. And I understand that. High pressure UV light and your testicles.
I'm not a big believer that you have anything that's protectable.
Because I really want you to put the trifold up on your visor, just like that. Put that around your visor, your trifold.
Well, that rubber band is probably the most useful thing in the whole package there. In fact, I would argue that the broccoli that the rubber band was made for is far more useful than the trifold itself.
How many people don't have their license, registration, proof of insurance? I do a photocopy of my driver's license. I do a laser copy of the front of my driver's license and the back of my driver's license because I'm not going to put my actual driver's license in a plastic laminated fold.
Oh yeah, because that would be really dumb. Unlike all the other perfectly sound concepts in this video.
So what I do is I do a laser copy of the front and the back, and then I do a laser copy of my registration, proof of insurance, and then I put them on one long plastic card that kind of mimics the same size as my trifold. And then my registration, insurance, and proof of ID all goes in here.
Yeah, I don't know about the legality of this. Is a photocopy of a driver's license acceptable? I'm sure it varies from state to state and probably cop to cop, but why not just give your real license? Giving them a color copy only seems to raise more questions when the goal is not to answer any questions. In fact, I've seen a cop question Chili about this in one of his videos. I call that bad strategy. In any case, I would be very careful about trying this. Seems unnecessary at best.
What's wrong with having the necessary tools above your head, putting your hands above the steering wheel so you don't get shot?
You look like you're reaching for something.
No, I don't care. I don't care. You put your hands up and you put your hands up and you hold the phone.
They're shooting people. I wish it was a joke. I really wish I didn't have a business.
Speaking of business, do you sell those as an individual or under your ethics SCS LLC, Chili? Note to self, look into that.
But if you have my trifold in your car, it might make or break your day. It could save your life.
I'm sorry, it could save your life? How?
Hey! It saved your life. That egg sandwich could have killed you by cholesterol.
Someone wrote me an email the other day, and I talked about this the other day, and they said, Chili, the guy started the back and forth with me, and right away I invoked my Fifth Amendment right. He said, where are you coming from? And I said, I don't answer any questions. It's on the trifold.
Yeah, but he didn't need the trifold for that. All he had to do was say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, officer.
Well, sir.
Okay, what happened to your touchdown position?
Pulled over because of her speed. It's your license, please. Where you headed today?
This is not proof that your trifold works. You could have just told him you invoke your Fifth Amendment right.
Perfect. It's your license, please. Sure. That's my license, insurance, proof of registration.
You said don't talk, but you're talking. These are very confusing instructions, Chili. Now the cop asks about his mailing address.
Not sure you still live at that mailing address you have here.
And he's back to not talking again.
That's the sole purpose of the infraction, sir. I don't want to get mailed out to someone else. Alright, so just remain inside the vehicle, grab it. He said okay, and he went back and did his thing. That's what I want to hear. I want your testimonial. I want to hear. I want to hear from you.
Yeah, I bet you do. You go on and on and on and on about how this thing will save someone's life and keep them from going to jail, but where's the proof? Show me the evidence that this works. You tell people the most important thing is to record, and there's thousands of these trifolds out there. One of these people surely has gotten pulled over and tried to use it by now. A single, anecdotal email is not sufficient. Unless you can show us all some recorded proof of the trifold working, per your instructions, there is no proof. If there was any such evidence, you would be playing it non-stop on your channel.
That I used your trifold, I didn't answer any questions, I got a ticket, but I didn't have to have that. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? What's your favorite color? Can I search your car?
Well, congratulations. Your favorite color is still a mystery to the authorities. I will agree, saying as little as possible to the cops, probably a good idea. But you don't need a trifold for that. And Chili doesn't even follow his own advice, yelling about beating women and children and ham sandwiches and whatever else, because he either got too much or not enough titty milk, or who knows why. A well-produced tutorial takes you step by step through the product or process, leaving no room for doubt in the user's mind about the usage or procedure. This is just an angry little person who can't control himself enough to give a clear presentation to his viewers. This is just another example of Chili being half-assed, ruled by his demons, and very, very sloppy. This is what happens when you take shortcuts in your education, with your business, and with your mental health treatment. You come up, well, short.
Dating question, why did you approach that vehicle?
I was filming that cop because that's what I do for a living. I am a member of the press, and I invoked my right to be press. I always invoke my right to be press within the first 10 seconds of engaging with police, and I have thousands of videos that prove this.
So this is how you make money?
This is not how specifically I make money. I make money from selling legal documents to people.
Okay, go ahead.
Help, but I need help. My business is predicated on me going live for a couple hours every day. And so a year ago, I set up a GoFundMe. It's on my community tab. You can find it, Brian. And the appellate attorney is $25 grand.
Yeah, the judge knew that wasn't true. She knows that he relies on his YouTube channel for income. Oh, she says, okay. So I mean, that's kind of a stretch for perjury, but you know, it's typical Chili. And he hesitates to answer, sells legal documents, you know, Mr. Constitutional Law Scholar. What he's talking about is his trifold. So, yeah, his trifold and his little pullover card or whatever, you know, and then here's the fund that he set up for legal fees. So, you know, go ahead, send your money to Chili, your hard-earned money to him. See how that works out for you.
And so, I need help, you know. I gotta keep my composure in here, because you can't imagine the loopholes and the rules that you don't know
Well, there you have it. I looked it up, and I was told that every inmate receives the inmate handbook, and it has all the rules in it. I have it downloaded to review, which we'll probably do on our live stream. So once again, he is exaggerating and embellishing and just flat out not being honest to the audience, his audience, because this is airing on his channel from jail. And he made three consecutive phone calls before he had his phone privileges, I think, taken away from him because they kind of ceased. So we've all heard that recording, which we'll probably play again later. Yeah, what the hell? Let's play it now.
Exactly that of her ex-husband, Lieutenant Zimmerman from Las Vegas Metro Police Department. She is the wife of a cop. While we on this team DLZ despise cops or strongly dislike them or don't respect them, she thinks these are the greatest guys in the world. So when I acted...
This call is being terminated by the facility.
Boy, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good at all. And again, Chile states that the judge is married to a Lieutenant Zimmerman on the police force, therefore she's biased. That's absolutely not true. She's not married to a lieutenant on the police force. I've been told she's married to an attorney. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. This is what gets him in the situation he gets into. No fact to that whatsoever.
We have this really human conversation.
Yeah, NorCal Cop Watch just made a really good point in the chat. He says Chile was attacked and arrested for filming the police. Chile was convicted because the judge ruled on her feelings and not the law. And clearly, Chile obeyed both directives to not only step back, but he obeyed the directive to stop talking to the driver. And yet, Judge Ann Zimmerman still threw him in a cage for 180 days after he had victimized nobody. How do you interfere with a cop when you're standing 10, 13 feet away from him? How do you resist arrest when no lawful order was given and the man who was attacked by the guy in the uniform didn't do anything wrong? I just need you to answer those questions for me.
Oh, I see.
Like, what a terrible...
Oh, I see. Oh, gotcha.
You can film, but you need to stay away from my driver. Back up. Back up or I'm going to detain you.
You're going to detain me how? In which way?
Get away from my car.
Actually, I'm standing right here. I'm at least 10 feet away, officer. I got to tell you, I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can do whatever you want, but just understand something. Your name will go on the lawsuit. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. I'm a member of the press. Go get in your car and do your job, little doggy. Go feed her.
You're being detained right now.
Okay, then detain me. Oh, she's free. Oh, you're going to detain a journalist?
Yes.
2015, Rodriguez.
Come over my car.
Don't put your hands on me.
Come over.
Don't touch me. Don't put your fucking hands on me.
I am going to put my hands on
No, you're not. I gotta make sure. Hey guys, make sure you guys get my people on the phone. Oh, this is so you ended the stop, you dunce cap. Did you just end the stop? How do you obstruct an officer after you obeyed his two commands to stop talking to the driver and step back, both of which he did? How do you logically resist arrest when the attempted arrest done by somebody else who didn't have a costume, you could rightly defend yourself against that? How can that even be possible? Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page on Chile's fundraiser here.
Initially, when I saw him, he was just recording. I ignored him, continued my records check. Then when he came over to the driver and started speaking to them, I got out of the car, approached the driver, and told DeCastro to back up.
Okay. So when you first laid eyes on the defendant, approximately how far away was he from the driver of the vehicle in the Hyundai?
Approximately somewhere within 5 to 10 feet.
We walked up to the driver of the stopped vehicle and asked Mr. DeCastro to back up.
Yes, once he started talking with the driver.
Okay. And why is it that you did that, officer?
Well, I can't have unrelated people next to my traffic stops. I don't know if he's a dangerous person, armed. He could be a boyfriend of the stopped person. It's for my safety and the safety of the person I've stopped.
Okay. Because you're also in charge of the safety of the individual that this unrelated individual is making contact with. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And so you saw it as an officer safety issue as well as a safety issue for the driver?
Yes.
Okay.
Get my people on the phone.
Oh, this is, so you ended the stop, you dunce cap. Did you just end the stop? So that's
Yes.
a 2015
Come over here in my car.
No.
Come over here.
No.
In addition,
Bring your supervisor, please. Bring your supervisor, please. Don't touch
over
me.
to the car.
You don't get to put your hands on me. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. Listen, you're not, first get your supervisor out here. You're not just gonna grab me and throw me on the ground. You've already released you've already released her. This is 2015 Rodriguez versus United States. I'll walk right in front of your car. Let's go. Sure, come on. Come on. Come on.
You need to set the phone
There you go.
down on
No,
the hood.
no. I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can't take away my
Set the phone down on the hood.
I'm now in
You're being detained. Now you're going to put hands on me.
No.
Come over here.
Why are you grabbing me?
Come over here.
Sure.
Over here.
Let the phone roll.
I don't care about the phone.
Why are you grabbing
Turn
me?
around.
I'm a
Turn
member
around.
of the press.
Turn around.
And so when you approached, well, you said he was recording, the defendant was recording. At any time, did you tell him to stop recording?
No, in fact, I told him he can continue recording.
Okay. He can continue to record given what?
As long as he backed up and gave me an appropriate distance to work.
Okay. And so when you asked the defendant to back up, did he follow your order?
No, he did not.
Okay. And so what did you do next?
I gave him 3 additional warnings to back up.
Okay. And did he obey those orders?
No, he did not.
And what, if anything, did you do with the driver of the stopped vehicle, the Hyundai?
At that point, I chose to release the driver of the Hyundai and then focus my attention on Jose DeCastro.
Okay. And for the record, officer, at that point in time, were you the only uniformed officer, or the only officer present at the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And so at this point, you were dealing with the stop driver as well as an unrelated individual and having to make contact or maintain visual of both.
Yes.
And at that point, the defendant was not being cooperative.
Correct, yes.
Okay. So you release the driver of the Hyundai. What do you tell that person to let her go?
I just said that she was free to go, simply.
And subsequently, did you turn your attention on the defendant?
Yes.
And can you tell Judge Zimmerman the nature of your interaction with the defendant after that?
I ordered DeCastro to the front of my patrol vehicle while pointing at it and told him that he was detained.
Okay. And what was the purpose of detaining him?
For obstructing my initial traffic stop with the Hyundai.
People that harm other people, people that damage people's property, people that, unrepentantly continue to do wrong to their neighbor, they deserve some jail time. But if you didn't create a victim, you really deserve to go into a cage and be humiliated and demoralized like this? Well, make your case. Let's hear it. You can continue with the little ad hominems and, 30% goes to YouTube and 20% goes up Chili nose. Okay, prove it. Prove 20% of what he makes goes up Chili's nose. Prove that. Accusation without substantiation is the height of ignorance, and you are showing yourself a real fool when you make a statement that you can't support. So go ahead, support your statements. If you can't, you're a fool.
Okay, so this isn't specifically what Brian refers to as up the nose, but here's charges back in 2003 that are related, and we also know what Tina Slay has told us that she recovered or discovered in her house when Chili was camping out in her home last year, interrupting her life. So, you know, I mean, come on. You want to be specific about where it goes? No, but pretty well known fact that the steroids and so on and so forth. So anyway, so there's that.
The bottom line is no lawful order was given, no law was broken, no crime was committed, no victim was created. That's the bottom line. Now, all you trolls out there, if you believe that Chili deserves to be in jail, and I believe you deserve to be in jail if you create a victim too, depending on the severity. Did you steal a candy bar from this family shop? Or did you sucker punch an elderly person at a bus stop or gas station because, you know, you're trying to be initiated into that gang? Or did you put a bullet in somebody's head who didn't deserve it? You know, it depends on the severity of the crime.
Really? Yeah, here's the deal, lays that out one extreme to the other. Well, fortunately, we have laws in place in between the extremes to maintain civility. I know that that's something that's hard for some frauditors to grasp, civility. So, you know, and it's plain to see. Chili has gotten away with this for a long time, with the slap on the hand. Occasionally he gets a little bit of punishment, but not enough. And this time he gets his butt spanked instead of getting, you know, his hand slapped. And that's what happened. He got his butt spanked. Got a judge that just saw it for what it is, and you know, they think that this is extreme, you know, the dungeon. Come on. You know, there's a lot of people that have gone to jail for things like writing a bad check and, you know, things that aren't extremely violent crimes. I personally believe that all crime can lead to violence. Can. And a lot of crime perpetuates violence. But say bad check writing, or, you know, you got yourself in a bind and you're trying to figure out a way to get out of it, and you may think you got this scheme to get away with it. Well, you know, you get taught a lesson by being punished. That's how it works. You know, they would like to do away with all that, the soft set types, and you'd have total anarchy. So pretty silly the argument is, in my opinion. So I think the reply here is good. I don't have all the answers, but I tried to answer each one of those challenges to the trolls. That'd be us. And I'm sure somebody could do it more eloquently, and probably there could be a lot added to it, but that's, you know, we'll carry on. Well, there's fortunately today and tomorrow, and we can talk about it more. We've got Tuesday night Ram Jam coming up tomorrow night. Dickbag Patrol and myself both have hit some milestone on subs, and we've talked about we might have a sub special in between time or sometime this week. So yeah, we'll discuss these things, and I'm sure there'll be another video follow-up to discuss it. And I apologize to those of you that have been waiting for me to bring out some more headbanger videos. I just haven't had time because there's so much research that takes place. I used to have some of this information and, you know, didn't use it for so long it kind of disappeared. But Yeah, just a lot of work. I know that my buddy Dickbag's just been banging it hard trying to get some stuff done. It's just a lot of work. And here at the end, I played the end of the conviction hearing, so you might want to watch that. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate y'all being here. Until the next time we meet, I'll be gone.
Inherently dangerous, particularly in crowded parking lots, I guess anywhere, I would venture to say. This officer was reasonable in thinking that anyone who would approach in the manner that the defendant approached his scene would have a reason to fear for his safety, or at least be suspicious of this individual's motives coming in. The officer had no problem with the recording. The officer had no problem with the defendant observing. It was when he inserted himself into this lawful detention that was occurring with the Hyundai driver that the officer turned his attention onto the defendant. This is not a First Amendment issue. This is an individual who took what he perceived to be his rights too far. The officer was well within his right, as well as acting reasonably when he asked him to back up. That 21-foot rule, it's appropriate. He said that was the training that they received in terms of the distance that's allowed for someone who means to do them harm. It's a threat assessment. We don't know when the defendant approached whether he had a gun concealed, whether he had a knife concealed, whether he had other weapons. And you'll hear multiple times in the video, Officer Bork yelling, "Stop reaching, stop reaching." This is an unknown, when defense counsel asked Officer Bork all of these questions about how it is that you do this, and Officer Bork kept responding, it depends on the situation, it depends on the totality of the circumstances. Here was an officer acting alone, individually, engaged one-to-one with a driver that he had no problem with. You insert another individual who enters the scene in the manner that the defendant did, and now this officer's attention is going to be divided. He had every reason to fear for his safety as well as that of the driver. Again, if he had just complied with the officer's commands or demands to back up, and a lot was made about, hey, he didn't have an opportunity to tell the defendant exactly how far back. As the officer testified, even just with the, hey, back up, the defendant didn't back up, not willingly. That's why the officer had to continue to engage with him and force him into the situation. Had he complied, he would not have been charged with obstruction. Had he complied initially, he would not have been charged with the resisting. The officer was, you are going to have to assess credibility. There's nothing in the video or Officer Bork's testimony that would cause the court to question his veracity or his intention for that matter. He was very honest in that he didn't believe the defendant wasn't trying to harm him necessarily with the SWAT. That's why the defendant wasn't charged with the battery on a protected person or a police officer. But that SWAT, Your Honor, I would argue, was meant to resist. At that point in time, the officer was trying to detain him and subsequently arrest him on the obstruction as depicted in the video. And so at this point, I think we proved by beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant did hinder Officer Bork's investigation and detention of the Hyundai driver, and that he resisted the officer's arrest and or attempt to arrest him. And so we would ask that you find the defendant guilty of both.
All right, Mr. DeCastro, please stand. The problem with the argument that your attorney makes is it completely fails to consider the safety of the officer and the safety of the driver. The officer doesn't know who you are, and the driver doesn't know who you are. And you don't have any right to interfere with that officer doing his investigation and deciding if he wants to issue a ticket to this driver. And you also don't have any business approaching the driver. The driver didn't ask you for help. The driver didn't say, help, help, You didn't see an altercation happening between the officer and this driver. The officer didn't protest that you were filming. There's no problem with filming. You can film, it's fine, all right? But you did interfere with his investigation. You did interfere with his ability to do his job. You did put him in a position where he is concerned for his safety and the safety of the driver. So I believe the state's met their burden beyond reasonable doubt. I'm going to find you guilty of obstructing a public officer and resisting a public officer. So I'd like to hear from the state and then your attorney prior to sentencing.
Your Honor, in terms of sentencing, I would ask that our defendant enter and complete an impulse control class. I would ask that the court lobby a $500 fine or the equivalent in community service. I would ask that the defendant be ordered to stay out of trouble for the pendency of the case. And I would ask for a 90-day suspended sentence. And that's on as to each count to one concurrent. That's our request.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to sentence the defendant to credit for time served for these offenses. Even if the court concludes, and the court did conclude that he didn't have the right to do what he did, I think the court can see that he sincerely believed that he had the right to do so. That's based on his past experiences and the training he's received in reference to the First Amendment. I don't think there was any intent from the defendant to engage in any wrongdoing in this case, Your Honor. And that being the case, especially because of the public policy interests at issue.
So when you say he doesn't wish to engage in any wrongdoing, it seems to me from observing him in the video that he wants this. He wants to get arrested. He wants to get into an altercation with police officers. He welcomes this. This helps his YouTube channel. He called the officers here in my courtroom today pigs. He called and he's nodding his head up and down. So apparently he hates every law enforcement officer in the United States. All right, please stand up, sir. Are you finished with your request for credit for time served?
I would just emphasize, Your Honor, that the defendant testified and he sincerely believes that he is providing a public service when he reviews and films these incidents. I understand the court may have a different view of that, but when we're talking about First Amendment public policy issues such as supervising people involved in government, I think that is something the court can take into consideration, not to have a chilling effect on that. I'll spit on that, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. DeCastro, please stand. I hereby sentence you to 90 days in the Clark County Detention Center on count 1, 90 days in the Clark County Detention Center on count 2, to run consecutive for a total of 180 days in custody. Thank you.
Sentence suspended or?
Oh no, I'm going to start right now.
Can you put you please? I'm going to keep shoulders shut. This is travesty of justice. Unbelievable. I don't like police. They put me in jail for half a year. How long have I been in the police? Just get in the car. Yeah, it's in the church. Can I give my keys real fast? My keys are in the car garage. They're inside my. Can I read it? No, in the briefcase. Yeah. I'll get your stuff. It's a minivan, so I'll pop on the place on it. Get a hold of my assistant, James. Do you want to